with the Nigeria we have today, there is no way you actually think your degree guarantees you a job. Exactly. When everybody's looking for a certificate, not a certificate. A certificate. What even guarantees the job is your skill. And these skills are not just what you can even do in your hands. I've heard somebody say, what is your mental skill? So you go for an interview and you're fresher and they're asking you, how many years experience do you have?
Exactly.
How does that work? I came here to get experience. You're asking me for experience.
I looked up a job application online and they were literally asking for a 7-year experience. I didn't even bother to apply because I'm like, a 7-year experience.
Young people are under pressure. Pressure to get good grades, pressure to make money, pressure to know exactly what we want to do with our lives, pressure to succeed before we are even 25. And somewhere along the way, we've been told a lot of things that sounds true, but are they really? Today, we're talking about 5 lies young people are told. And trust me, we've all believed at least one of them.
Oh, all of them?
Exactly. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
Lie number 1, your degree guarantees a job.
Lies. All lies.
But come on now. With the Nigeria we have today, there is no way you actually think your degree guarantees you a job. Exactly. When everybody's looking for a certificate, not a certificate.
A certificate. But
now.
That's the truth though. Everyone is looking for what you can actually bring to the table. And it might hurt because you've gone to school, you've studied, and you've put in all the work. But the truth is, everyone is looking for results, what you can actually bring to the table, right?
Well, it doesn't work that way any longer. Maybe in 1990 something, but not right now. Right now, what even guarantees the job is your skill. And these skills are not just what you can even do in your hands. I've heard somebody say, what is your mental skill? What is your mental skill? How fast can you think?
Yeah.
Are you problem solving?
Yeah.
So most of us had that written in our certificate. But when somebody closes our certificate, when you go for an interview and they say, let's talk.
Prove it. Show us what you can do.
Show us what you can do. Can you work with people? Prove it. Let us see what you can do. Or what have you even done?
How well can you articulate your thoughts and actually even communicate them?
So here's a fun question.
Right.
If 2 people applies for a job, one has a first-class degree in what he studies, and the other person just has experience, who do you think should get hired?
Well, with what we have on ground right now, definitely the person with the experience. Although it should not necessarily be this way, because if the educational system is working and functioning very well, your education should be able to give you at least a level of experience. But we don't really have that in the Nigerian educational system. So after you've learned all of the theory in the university, you still need to get experience. You still need to get exposure. You still need to get skills in that particular field.
That begs very another funny question, because I have seen circumstances where you have somebody goes for a job interview, right? And he's a fresh graduate. He just came out of school. And how can you get experience if you don't have the experience to do the job? So you go for an interview and you're fresher and they're asking you, how many years experience do you have?
Exactly.
How does that work? I came here to get experience. You're asking me for experience.
I looked up a job application online and they were literally asking for a 7-year experience. I didn't even bother to apply because I'm like, a 7-year experience.
You are fresh out of school and they're asking for a 7-year experience.
Exactly.
So how does that really work? Now, we can't rule out theory aspects for experience. Now, because if someone handles a camera, whoever has the theory aspect knows about all the configurations of the camera, what buttons to press, how it works. So you can't say because I have practicals and years and experience of handling the camera, then we should rule out whoever has the theory aspect of what the camera is made all about. Exactly. So it's a one-way thing. No, it's a two-way thing. But we need to figure out ways that we can look into this, because it kills a lot. That's why you have so many people leaving school. There is no point of going to school when I can even just be a painter. Well, somebody else I want to work.
Sorry to interrupt. Actually, there's a solution, right?
Okay.
That's why a lot of organizations these days run internship. Although sometimes you might not be paid and sometimes you will be paid to actually learn this, so they train you, and if you perform very well, you get to be employed. Although not all organizations actually do this, but some actually get into this.
The main point of all this is that we've heard stories where they said we should study hard, get good grades, graduate, get a job. It's as simple as that. But I'm here, I'm going to advise you. in the process of all this, try to learn a skill.
Yeah, very, very important.
Try to learn a skill, no matter how. The beauty of it all is that, yeah, in what you're doing or what you're studying in school, there is a way you can monetize it if you can turn it into an actual skill. There are always ways around it. Somebody studying mass comm can go into content creating.
Yeah.
Do you get it? So look for a way to monetize your skill, not just for theory aspect, practical aspect. So if they ask you, where is your experience? You could have something to pull up and say, when I was in school, this is what I was doing.
Exactly.
This is why I commend University of Abuja for this thing. There's something they do. University of Abuja runs a students entrepreneurship program where they employ students while they're still in school, and they work also in the school. And they do this in a way that it doesn't clash with their classes. And you see students getting knowledge, practical examples of what they're doing. So they are learning the theory and they are also learning the practical side of it. And trust me, if you leave school now, you can probably say, hey, when I was in school, this was what I was doing also. So I have the experience of doing that.
Yeah.
So learn while you practical aspect, we're not ruling that out. But while you're learning your theory in school and all that, try to learn a skill.
Yeah.
It's going to serve you later in the future.
True.
So on to the next one. Lie number 2. Everyone has their life figured out.
And we blame Instagram for this.
Personally, I blame social media. The
when
whole
you
of social
go
media.
online, you see, okay, this person is posting this, I did this, I did that, and sometimes you're tempted to say like, what am I doing? Am I even on the right path? What am I doing with my life?
Village people. What have I done to deserve this?
Honestly, I'm like maybe at the point you feel like you're just counting a deadline for an assignment you're supposed to submit at work, and somebody's like, okay, I've done this, I've done that, and you're like, what am I doing?
You that you're taking time to watch this, let me tell you the truth. Nobody has it figured out.
Nobody does.
No, but that's why you see most people made their money when they are even in their 40s, their 50s, their 60s. Doesn't that tell you something? Nobody has it figured out. There are some things you might be doing and all of a sudden you might change career path. It works every time in Nigeria. That's why you see somebody who studies agric is working in the bank. Nobody has it figured out. So do not limit yourself to the pressure because you come on Instagram and you see all those are they are catfishing. It's just camouflage of what the reality says.
Yeah, it's a created reality.
It's a created reality. Nobody has anything figured out. So let's have a fun question now from this. Have you seen someone post and then started questioning their own life?
It happens to me a lot of times that literally you just go on someone's status or Instagram and you put your phone down, you're about to go into depression. My God, what is happening with my own life? It happens all the time, but here's what I have to say about this. Love yourself and enjoy your journey, because life is in stages and life is in process, right? Anybody you're looking up to today that is doing, tremendously well, maybe in their career or just something that, they have their hands on, they started somewhere, right? So maybe for you, you're just starting out and you're looking at someone who has been in that field that you are pursuing for 5 years and you're getting oppressed. Why? Why are you getting oppressed? Do you understand? Start where you are, and life has a way to navigate you to where you ought to be. So, no pressure.
So the beauty of it all is that I understand, or I've come to see where some people just get into the market and they, one time, it clicks for them.
Yeah.
It works out for them.
Yeah.
But do not rule out hard work. Startups are not easy. That is the truth. It's not a bad thing to have someone to look up to or someone as a mentor.
You should even have
you should have someone you look up to and someone as a mentor. But the struggles you've made through for the past 5, 10, 15 years, that shouldn't be something you feel if you get into it, immediately you're going to click it. That's why I always advise that hope for the best, but always expect the worst things. You don't expect, who knows, the person you're looking up to, what that person is doing might not work for you. It might not be what works for you. So it's just to have that theory of their work ethics, their consistency, their devotion, and trying to imbibe it in whatever you want to do.
Exactly. Not necessarily following exactly what
they are saying.
Are doing. Just learn the principles, apply it to your own life, and shoot.
So that is it. Moving on to lie number 3. This one is already breaking my heart. So success comes immediately after graduation. Where is the lie? Where is the lie?
Oh my goodness. Well,
success comes immediately after graduation.
It's just life. Honestly.
I think I'm sorry, but I want to blame Nigerian movies for this one. You will see somebody in the village, they sent him to school. He goes to school, and the moment he comes back, he's coming back with G-Wagon. And this has spoiled the lives of our young people, that they believe that immediately success comes.
No.
But it's not so.
Because life, like I said before, life is in stages and life is a process, right? Now, we're not saying that when you're done with school, life is not going to be fair. You're going to have to go through a rigorous, life and all of that. Not necessarily, but we all have visions, right? We all have our dreams and we all know where we want to get to. But many a times, it does not happen immediately after school. And if you're there, you feel like you're done with school, you just feel like I'm stuck. No, you're not stuck. You're in a process, right? There's a friend of mine that said something. He says, believe in the process. Because when you go through the process, you grow, not just in your bank accounts, but mentally, with character, and the experience. Believe me, people undermine getting experience. Maybe you're working somewhere now and you feel like this is not what I want to be paid. No, I have a vision for my life.
That speaks there.
Exactly. You're picking up experiences that will later speak for you in the future, right? So maybe you are at a place now where you feel like this is not what I have planned out for my life. It's okay. You're still going to get there, but it is still a process. Enjoy that process. Learn what you need to learn and grow.
But I think you've done justice to that. So let's just move forward to the next line, which is line number 4. You must know your career path right now.
Nope.
For this, I am blaming the secondary school.
Yes.
I am. I think I am blaming the secondary school. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Yes, honestly.
I think now I think it's wrong. This might cause me some bit of a backlash, but we are always in this hurry to pick what we want to be when we're in secondary school.
Yeah.
It starts from I think when do they usually do the separation of classes? I think SS1.
Yeah.
I think SS1. You're a science student. You're not student. That's all good. But then you start imbibing in this young ones what they need to be at that point.
Exactly.
But I understand the fact that also time waits for no man.
Yeah.
But what good is time if it's wasted?
Exactly.
If you don't allow them to have that time to pick or actually know who they are before going for the right career path.
And just experience life.
And
grow and get to a point where they know what they want to do. And even beyond, secondary school. A lot of us, maybe what you studied in school is not what you're doing right now.
That even begs the question.
Yeah.
How many people are actually studying what they originally wanted to study?
It's true. Let me tell you a quick story. So there's this friend of mine. She wanted accounting. I remember back then when we were in school, she wanted accounting. That was what she wanted to study, and she applied for it. But they gave her educational management.
She should manage education.
And I know in your head you're like, educational management, nah, I'm not going to take the course, I'm going to apply. But she took it in good faith and was very, very diligent in that field of hers. Guess what? She's in Cambridge now in the UK studying her master's. That's course that some of us would have said, no, I'm not doing, and that's not what I want to do. Life helped her navigate, God helped her to navigate her way, and that particular course brought her the success that she's enjoying today. Now, she's living in the UK.
You must not know your career path right now. Like I said earlier, I understand the fact that time waits for no man, but there is no point rushing into something you're not doing. You just end up wasting it. That's why you have people, what they study in school is not what we spoke about this earlier. What they study in school is not what they are doing right now.
Exactly.
Almost everybody in Nigeria is a content creator. Do we have any content creating course? The only thing that is closer to that is mass comm.
Yeah.
And most times, most people run away from mass comm.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Somebody literally told me, because I studied mass communication. Somebody told me that there's no career. There's no career in that when I was about entering school. So I feel like the healthy balance to not knowing your career path now is this: what you have on ground, be good at it. Do you understand? Maybe you're in school, you're studying a course, you're studying law or whatever you're studying. Learn it to the core, right? Because you really don't know where God is going to like throw you to. So learn it to the core. However, maybe you're done with school and you feel like I've like this guy that we heard of that is 27 with a PhD, right? And for me, when I listen to him, he's key on this is what I studied, this is what I want to do. And sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Do you understand? Maybe you're at this point where you feel like this is what I studied, but it's not working out. Learn something else. Do you understand? And just grow in that particular. You've seen people, like you said, studied agricultural science and is working in the bank.
Very good.
And working very well.
You mentioned
there's somebody I know that studies physics. He's working in the bank and he's making a lot of money.
He's doing physiological banking on money. So there's something you said earlier about the mind. You know, we are limited by our mind.
Yeah, true.
It is you can only go as far as how you think.
Yeah.
You can only go as far as or achieve as far as what you want to achieve.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy, but the way the mind works, it's as similar or identical to how faith works.
Yeah.
The way the mind works is similar and identical to how faith works. It's not something you've seen yet. It's not something you even have plans for. But it's something you know that if you put effort towards, it comes into play. It comes into being. So it is what your mind carries. That is what you become. Exactly. Your mind tells you or teaches you how. You see, when everything looks impossible for somebody to achieve, and they work towards it, the mind starts making way on how to achieve that. Exactly. And this is the beautiful thing of all. If you don't achieve that thing you want to achieve, you achieve something close to it. That's why they say if you aim for the moon and you don't get the moon, you fall on a star. It's as simple as that. So do not be limited by your mind. Let your mind take you as it might be so crazy that most people don't even believe that. You know, there's a joke I usually make. I said, I used to tell my friends that I want to have like 7 people. Like 7 people. It looks very, very funny. Until I shock all of them. But anyways, this is what I'm saying. Do not be limited by what people say or by what's around you. Your mind, it's yours, and it's only you that can wire it the way you want to do. And now that bags us to our final and last lie that we've been told. Lie number 5. Failure means you are finished.
You're actually finished. Done for. Fail. I'm just joking.
Come on.
No,
So
it's not true.
failure is only failure when you give up. When you fall and you refuse to stand up, that is the true failure.
Word.
Edison failed, is it 9,099 times or 999 times? Somebody said something. He did not fail 9,999 times. He discovered 9,999 times that it would work.
That was what he said. I think when someone asked him, a journalist was like, how do you feel about failing, 9,099 times? It's like, no, I didn't fail.
I didn't fail.
That's what I was saying about the mindset thing. Do you understand? Because it's what you call a thing that it is. Failure is not failure except you term it failure. Do you understand? Or you accept it to be failure. No, you just learned how not to do.
How it's not going to work.
Exactly.
So you try the other route.
Yeah.
You try something different. You keep trying it, and trust me, I'm speaking to those who are even into the business of startup. Startups are hard.
Yeah.
No be juju you do. Startups, but they are very, very hard. You tried, it doesn't work. You've discovered one way it won't work. You try it again, it doesn't work. You've discovered 2 ways it didn't work. Most people said experience is the best teacher, but I go as far as saying that is partly untrue, because I believe we can learn from what other people have put into place. Now, if you try out, now there are so many people who are making light bulb right now all over the globe. There are companies who are doing lights all over the globe right now because somebody found a way that it will work and they are following through that path. They can't say they want to follow through another path or the path that he had tried already that did not work. So you get it. Failure only works for you or only becomes a thing when you fall down and you decide you're not going to stand up again. But as long as you keep trying, trust me, you're not failing. You're just discovering ways that it's not going to work out for you. And that way you're building experience. And that experience now helps you to mentor all those who are looking up to you.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say. That all of those failures would create that experience for you to mentor the next generation on how not to, making you relevant to the next generation.
There are times where most people characterize failure as if something doesn't entirely works out for them. It could be maybe a place where they work before, a previous organization where they've served or they work before. They characterize that as a failure. And I think over time, I used to think or have the mindset that this place that I've been to, or that, but I know several places that I've worked, and I consider it, I feel there, and because I felt there's no point in living somewhere maybe you didn't make a whole lot of an impact, or that you couldn't even stay for a consecutive number of years or time. So over time I got to understand that those aren't failures, those were just part of the process. Because each and every places that I've worked, every place I've worked or whatever, I find a way to learn a skill from them. Or unconsciously, there's something that has been imbibed in you anywhere you find yourself. It's just that sometimes you don't realize it on time. You just have to be somewhere else and you see that something comes up and you're caught to it that, hey, something like this I've done before somewhere.
Exactly.
Something like this I've achieved the skill somewhere
Experience
else. It's crazy. So there is no matter how little it is, no matter how small it is, there is no experience that is a waste. So for me, it has always been the fact that anytime I move on to the next stage of my life, the previous part, even if it doesn't work out, I tend to learn something from it. Just like I said earlier, even if it doesn't work out, it's not that I failed, but the fact that I discovered that this is not going to work out this way. So let me try this other part.
Yeah, and I feel like a whole lot of young people are just in a hurry to just have this whole outlook of, I have it all figured out. See, nobody has it all figured out. Even those who are successful, believe me, the influencers you see on Instagram, the celebrities, everybody, nobody has it all figured out. Just allow yourself to live, allow yourself to breathe, and just grow. You get.
Alright, so after all that, maybe the real lie isn't any of these five. Maybe the biggest lie is believing you're running out of time. I think that's what scares everybody the most, because a lot of young people are sitting in their rooms right now thinking they are behind in life. Meanwhile, you're only 19, even 21, 20, or even 22. Trust me, you have more time than you think, more opportunities than you even think, and probably more potential than you even realize.
And if nobody has told you this recently, it's okay to not have everything figured out, honestly.
Exactly. Now, we want to hear from you. Which of these lies have you believed the most? Or better still, what's one thing nobody warned you about life as a young person? Drop it in the comment section. This has been One-on-One, empowering youth, one conversation at a time. We'll see you in the next episode.